So far, the biggest name I've worked with is, of course, Tremio. That is like the biggest teen star in the country, and maybe in East Africa, maybe even broader than that. Who else would I love to work with? I've always tried to manifest working with Bensoul. This is part of that manifestation. So if someone can send this to Bensoul, tell him I'd love to do an album with him. I'm so dope. Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Shari Afrika and I'm a messenger of emotions through music, and you're welcome to Vibe Yetu. Shari is a complex being. I am so complex, most of the time I don't understand me, and so it's even difficult to put that into words. So let's see, in a nutshell, I'd say Shari is a townish village girl because I grew up in the village and then now I'm trying to make a living in town. Very centered in Christ. Love my family, love my cats. And above everything, I am married to the music. So the name Shari Afrika, it really evolved. It came a long way. I started with Shan, and then it became Shani, and then it became Shani the First. and then when I was now looking for, a solid brand, I decided to ask around. What do you guys think? Should I do Shari Kenya, Shari Music, Shari Afrika with a C, Africa with a K? And the name Shari comes from my aunties. When I was a kid, my aunties used to call me Shari Shari. and so it just sounded nice. And then when I did that short survey through my WhatsApp, guys picked Shari Afrika with a K, so I went with that. I'm very proud of my Africanness, of my heritage, and lately I've been doing a lot of reading on my African history, what used to happen, what was there before colonization. And so I've been very fascinated with my Africanness, and every day I try to figure out how to project it more, but also maintaining the modern vibe. And so in fact, today I wanted to wear African earrings as well. I have kitenge earrings. And then I was like, maybe it will be too much. But yeah, I like to represent my Africanness and to just project it all the time. 3 words. Let's see. Powerful. Cheeky. Let's see, what other word? I'm so indecisive. It takes me a while to just figure out that. I've said cheeky, I've said powerful, and I think emotional. I'm not really sure. When I was in primary, I used to sing a lot in church, and by the time I was in class 7, I was in the church choir. But then for me, it wasn't, in my head, it wasn't actually because I can sing. It was because I wanted to be there. But I think I could sing by then as well. And so when I really knew it was when I got to Form 1. So I was in Form 1, nimefika, I'm a prefect, and now I'm seated at the front of the class, the middle row. And my classmates say I used to sing a lot. I used to hum and just sing, and it's like I'm not seeing them there. So I'm always just singing. So my deskmate decided to sign me up for a singing competition. So there was a talent show in my school called Nia Idols, and they'd pick winners in different categories, dance crew, nini. So she signed me up for the singing competition. I didn't know. She told me a day too. And so at first I was so scared. I didn't want to do it at all. And then I slept on it and I was like, let me do it. Let me just try and do it. And so I did it. And surprisingly, I won. And that's when I knew, oh, all these people thought I was good. And that means I am good. And so that's when I started writing songs, sasa. Tuendele is a song I wrote during lockdown. That must have been 2020. Yeah, 2020. Lockdown ilinipata Kisumu. And I was stuck there for so many months. I was like, okay, now what do I do? Because I'm used to doing music in Nairobi and not really in Kisumu. And the music has to keep going. I have to keep creating. And so I spoke to a producer friend of mine called Brian Robin. He's a really good producer from Kisumu. Before that, I was just freestyling. I tried to play the guitar. I'm terrible at it, but I'm good enough to create songs with it. So I started playing some chords, and then at that time I was feeling emotionally abandoned. And so I just started humming, started writing. And then when I was done, I really liked it. That's when I decided to hit up Brian Robin. And then he said, come through. I went, we did the track, shot the video, released. It was dope. It's a track I really love. So far, the biggest name I've worked with is, of course, Tremio. That is like the biggest teen star in the country, and maybe in East Africa, maybe even broader than that. So that's so dope. We've done 2 songs together. Other artists I would love to work with. I'm trying to explore doing a project with Calligraph. We are in talks at the moment, so I hope that goes well. I'm also trying to explore, my aim is really to find a way where folk music is being listened to in mainstream as well. And so that can only be done by merging. So if I merge my folk songs with, let's say, a mainstream artist doing rap, that gives it more visibility. So I don't know, who else would I love to work with? I've always tried to manifest working with Bensoul. This is part of that manifestation. So if someone can send this to Bensoul, tell him I'd love to do an album with him. I'm so dope. Yeah. Very many people really, both locally and internationally. So locally, of course, first would be Susanna Wio. There's no need to expound. So Susanna, I look up to Nina Ogot. I listen to Winyo a lot. I love his melodies and he inspires me when I write folk songs. I listen to a lot of Bensoul. I feel like I've heard every single thing he's ever done. There's so much more on SoundCloud that people don't get to hear. I look up to BN. I love his mind as an artist. Just generally, there's so much to learn whenever he speaks. Who else? I try to draw from Ayub Ogada as well. Internationally, there are so many. Some of them are not here, but Brenda Fassie. I like to watch her documentaries just to learn from her, and because she was such a dope performer. So dope. There's Dobe Nahore. Probably don't know her. There's Sona Jobate. Don't know her. Who else? I like Daphne Njie. She's from Mozambique. I like Yemi Alade, of course. Simi, Waje. There's so many. I won't finish today. I love live performances. It's just so different. It's so different when you are, it's almost like creating on stage, really. because everyone is doing their thing in real time. Someone who is playing the instruments is doing it in real time. Whoever is singing, real time. So it's just fresh. It has that fresh feeling. It has that, you feel energy. Everyone you are on stage with, you're exchanging energy with your audience. It's so active. It's beautiful. It's so different from being in studio, because when you're in studio, you have to imagine an audience when you're recording. But then live is just so beautiful. My favorite live performance so far was Yaba's EP launch. So there's a friend of mine called Yaba, very dope new school rumba artist, and he featured me in one of the songs from his EP. It's called Sweet Love, and Sweet Love is a beautiful song. So when we were performing it during the launch, it got to my turn, and when I started singing, the crowd went crazy, so crazy. Everyone was like, we had to stop and start again, and that was so dope. Like, I really loved that reaction. Is traveling an occupation? I'd be a traveler, or I'd be a cook, a chef somewhere, maybe a private chef somewhere, or what else would I be? I don't know. What's a very lazy job that still gets you paid? I would have done that. I've come to learn that you need to be delusional a lot to be able to achieve so many things. And so my delusion tells me if I try hard enough, I can be able to visit every country in the world. And so delusionally, I'd like to visit every country in the world. Yeah. My favorite one, let me see. I think I'm always fascinated by the Philippines. So I'd really love to explore the Philippines. Have audacity. If you want to do anything, it's not just music, anything really in this world, you have to have audacity. You have to have the audacity to think that you can do it. You have to be really delusional enough to believe that there's no obstacle that you can't pass through. No, if you truly are delusional, there's so many things you can achieve that the average person will think is not possible. But then if you have audacity and you're delusional, you can make anything happen. I've been trying to push for live performances for, I think, since January, because I realized my catalog is so large. I have more than 40 songs that I have written, and they're so good. But because of resources, I haven't been able to put all of them out there. I think whatever is out there is less than 10 songs, 10 official songs. And that means people are missing out on more than 40 songs, which are really good. And so the only place people get to hear them is when they come to my live shows, because I perform them there. So I realized if I can't record them, let me perform them. And so that's why I do Shari Afrika live each and every month, so that I'm able to still share these messages, to still share these emotions with my audiences. So Shari Afrika live every month. We have one this month, April 30th. So starts at 2 p.m. So this edition will be at Laikiana Resort, which is in Dagoretti Corner. So ukipanda gari za 4W from Kencom, and you just go to corner stage. Directly at that stage, ukiangalia tu huko, Laikiana Resort is there in all its glory, waiting. Yeah.